Good morning, good evening, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. I am Tim here with Oliver once again for the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series Canadian Grand Prix. What do you think of the race today, Oliver? What do you think we're going to see?
Oh man, 19 drivers in, 19 fast GP4 drivers about to take part in this Canadian Grand Prix, man. I cannot wait for this, man.
Yeah, an almost full field, just one driver short of a full field, so we might as well just call it a full field. I mean, we're probably going to have more drivers finish today than we saw yesterday, so fair enough, right?
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. Canada, great track, high-speed circuit. I tell you what now, if it's going to be more action-packed than Tuscan Grand Prix, I might as well eat my own hair if I have to.
What even was the Tuscan Grand Prix? Let's just think about it for 1 second. 2 red flags. I do not want to see that many safety cars today. I'll be honest.
Let's see some free racing out, shall we? I mean, that race was mad. I mean, that race was just completely insane. The last 2 races actually were insane. Italy has provided some very good races today. I mean, all good. All very good races. I cannot be more than happy about that.
Yeah, so we are about to get underway 15 seconds before we officially go to trackside. Can't speak my words today, but Canada, honestly for me, this track is one of my favorites to drive around, period. What about you, Oliver? Do you like it?
Same track, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. Same with you, Tim. I mean, great circuit. Very fast. There's a couple of sections there's a couple of overtaking zones, 3 overtaking zones you can say. You can see there's that picture of the hairpin, but that's going to be an overtaking zone. Of course, the long DRS, 2 DRS straights, 3 DRS straights to look out for. So nothing but a DRS track for this one. So let's see how this will go. And of course, championship leaders, and of course, there's some returning stars returning for this track. It's going to be pretty much an exciting day of racing.
Yeah, very exciting indeed. But first things first, we have to get qualifying underway, so that's what we're waiting for right now. Who do you think is going to get pole? Because so far we have seen, the likes of Snellweg being able to get fairly close to the pole. Did not exactly have the best of races last week, but before that he had 3 wins in a row. So how do you expect him to perform today?
I mean, if Baku was going to be nothing but great, we'll have to see how Canada will pull out. Yeah, Snellweg, fast driver, I'm sure he'll do what he can to keep his championship lead intact. AlphaTauri will be coming back with a vengeance with Hookie and Energy Dan. So, especially Hookie, of course, after a big retirement in last week's race, which will hamper his championship chances. So he needs to come back strong for this race today.
Yeah, they really do. Of course, AlphaTauri, a very dominant team, which is what we've been talking about here fairly recently. Almost had a 1-2 at Spain, ran 1-2 for most of the time. So
they got that 1-2 Monaco, so
yeah, and Energy Dan picking up his very first win.
Out of all places, we're waiting for Sanaf at the moment.
So,
go on, Sanaf, you can do this.
Yeah, so while we are waiting to actually go trackside, we'll just talk about the points battle here. It is Snellweg, of course, on the top spot of the board right now with 125 points. With 95 points in second is Hookie, and that's with 2 DNFs. He's been incredibly consistent, but has not yet been able to capture a win. So Hookie is still in the championship hunt, but he is about a race behind at this point.
What Hookie needs is a victory. That's all. If Hookie for Snellweg to get a bad result and Hookie to capitalise on that and get that victory, that gap in the championship will be definitely be minimised. But here we go. We're at trackside now. But yeah, what Hookie needs is just luck on his side, and definitely Snellweg to have a bad result. And also for, like I said before, Hooky needs to get that race victory. So that's all Hooky needs. But of course, him and Dan, they'll be talking. They're talking right now and party right now. They're doing what they need to do. Snellweg, he knows what he needs to do. All I can say is it's going to be a fun event today. Real fun event.
That it is, as we actually ride on board with Snellweg as he exits the pit lane. So he's the second car out on track. Cannot tell who's up front ahead of him, but that looks to be an Alfa Romeo.
My friend.
Need for Speed,
my friend.
All right, we'll take a look.
Need for Speed is back, baby.
That he is. We'll take a look at Need for Speed. They're, of course, just starting their out lap, so no time lap on the board just yet. 16 minutes, though, for these drivers to get around. But with an 18-minute qualifying session, that's pretty much all the time in the world. Now, it's this straightaway that Need for Speed is going down right now that really kind of catches me off guard. Not necessarily the straight so much as the corner entry, because it's that, you know, the S's section there. And if you go over the curb, which I usually do, then you're going to get your lap time invalidated, and it's going to be a corner cut penalty.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's one of those tracks, it's going to be one of those invalidated circuits, and you can't really hide away from that. It's going to be a lap invalidating circuit. So yeah, all four tyres need to be within the white line at all times. So yeah, we're about to see how Need for Speed will do around the circuit as he's about to start his lap at any moment.
Yeah, and that chicane there at the Wall of Champions is another place that we're going to have to look at time penalties here today, more than likely, because you always see it. You know, it's so easy to cut that corner because you are carrying an enormous amount of speed down that very long straightaway, and then you have to slow way down to get through that chicane and to avoid the Wall of Champions, first of all, but also to get the best lap time. You do have to cut that corner just a little bit, but if you go too much, then your lap time is out the window.
Yeah, definitely. So I must say here, Tim, as Need for Speed is still doing his lap, which he's doing very well. What's he actually thought when Canada returned to the calendar in 2010, and it's been on the calendar ever since. It's provided some sensational races in those past 10 years.
Yeah, it really has, and you know, it's had its fair share of scares as well, especially with Robert Kubica and that very hard hit years ago. So, you know, we got to...
how can anyone forget that?
Yeah, and that was even before I became an F1 fan, but even I still know about it to this day, and it was... You know, that's a driver who's had a lot of close calls in his career. So, you know,
True.
Looking back on it, it's still good to see that he was able to climb out of the car and be able to walk away on his own power. But yes,
well done to Need for Speed. Well done,
Snellweg 109.887, top of the board now. So championship leader gonna continue his dominant fashion so far.
Need for Speed on the return is faster than Shadowlancer, but just found out Shadowlancer's on his mediums doing his banker lap.
Yeah, Shadowlancer electing the medium tires, so I guess he's just going out there and trying to see how he stacks up against the soft tires.
Hooky come around the chicane. It's a bit interesting to see how he comes up the board. Is it a 109? It is! It's faster than Snellweg on the first attempt.
So Hooky shooting up to the top of the board, a 109.742. Going to take a look at Sanath now, or excuse me, Sycamich riding on board with him as he's going to go through the chicane.
That's from them.
So Sycamich going to start his first time lap riding on board with him as he goes down through turn one, crossing the line now. We'll see where he stacks up against Hooky's 109.742. Now, where is the other AlphaTauri driver of Energy, Dan? He is actually still in the pits.
Yeah, see, he's still in the pits, but yeah, exactly.
I'm waiting on him because I want to see what the ATs are going to do here today.
Oh man, AlphaTauri. I think what I'm going to try and plan and do, I'll try and plan with my teammate. I hope none of the drivers are watching this, but I will try and work out with my teammate how to get faster. And I'm planning to do with him is to do the old slipstream tactic, the way you can actually use your teammate to gain a bit more speed. That's what I thought AlphaTauri's going to do, but it looks like they have their own pace. So really, there's no need for it. But I'll try and plan with my teammates and see if we can actually do this old slipstream tactic.
And that could very well work. We actually saw them do that last week, did we not?
Yeah, in Baku. Yeah, down the very long straights. The AlphaTauri boys were definitely alpha teammating. Here goes Kara down towards the chicane. This is Snellweg's teammate. Now, Oh, Racing Pod's gone fast. It's fair play to him. And Kara's gone validated. But we have to say, Tim, Kara's qualifying recently has been very, very impressive. We can't deny that.
Yeah, it really has. And so, it kind of catches you off guard because you just don't expect it. But then there you go. Gonna go take a look at Energy Dan. Oh goodness, Energy Dan has actually spun on his first qualifying lap. I just went over to look at him. Well, that explains what AlphaTauri's gonna do here today.
But hopefully not in that sense. Sure, Energy Dan will just shake off the cobwebs and then he will just come into the pits, stick on his head and softs. And Bob's your uncle. So really, I don't think Energy Dan's gonna be fussed by it.
I mean, he's got plenty of time.
He's got plenty of time, yeah. So Racing Pod, fast at the moment. Good work from Racing Pod. That's really, really impressive on his part. So well done to him. I have to say, shout out to Need for Speed as well. He's been absolutely brilliant on his return to SFR. He's been out for a load of time due to personal reasons and everything else. Holiday, got engaged with his girlfriend as well. So loads of things happening for Need for Speed's world. Oh, and I'm getting a validated lap for his troubles as well, so you have to back off out of that.
Unfortunate for Need for Speed. Of course, that's not the first invalidated lap that we've seen here today. However, I'm taking a look at the Rage Hunter now, who was purple in the first sector. So, Rage Hunter going through those nice little S's that we were talking about, and now he's approaching the hairpin. He has not yet set a lap time. We'll see what he does as he's going through Sector 3 now, and he was purple in the second sector as well, so Rage Hunter might be going for a pole position.
I've noticed that the pole position, well, the purples actually, is for your own personal time. I have noticed that, even if you are purple through those sectors, it actually doesn't mean you're actually going to get pole. It actually means you're on your first ever run. The only time you're ever going to get purple is on your second run, and trying to beat your own personal time. Which is very interesting. Oh, I could be wrong. Well done, Rage Hunter. I'm completely wrong. Shut my mouth.
A 109.436 shoots Rage Hunter to the top of the board over Racing Pod.
Shut my mouth. Where's a zip when you need one? What a lap for Rage Hunter.
I saw that one coming right as he got out of the wall of champions, or didn't hit it rather, but he was so very loose. That told me that car was fast, and if he didn't scrub off a lot of speed going through that corner, that he was going to have the pole. And sure enough, he did. I did not think he was going to have it by 0.2 of a second nearly, though, so that is very impressive from that Haas driver.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. So who else is on a lap? Need for Speed's is on another run. Shadowlance is on a run. Who else is on the run? We've got Gaming Things on a run. Is he backed off? Yeah, he's on a validated lap. So, yeah, right now, who just shoot up there? Was that James Hookie by chance? It was. Was it Hookie? I don't know. We saw someone shoot up the leaderboard somewhere. We saw someone shoot up.
Not sure who it was, but Hookie is third, a 109.742. I'm riding on board with Shadowlancer, but he did not have a good corner through the hairpin. Went very wide and didn't have a good exit, so I don't think this is going to be a good lap for him. Let's see what he does. Does he go into the pits, or does he just stick it out and keep a lap?
There is into the pits. Oh,
nope. Yep, there he goes.
In a fight there with Money Mink. So was Money Mink was just funding him off? Was protecting his own run, or?
It looked like Money Mink tried to pass him down the straightaway, so I guess that Money Mink got a better exit out of the corner than what Shadowlancer did.
Breaking news, Tim. Energy Dan has gone past the first two corners.
Has he really? All right, we're going to take a look at Energy Dan here in just a moment. The Reckoning is actually finishing his lap. He's going down the straightaway now and approaching the chicane next to the wall of champions.
Oh, that's validated.
And so is the Reckoning's lap as well.
So Reckoning's lap is invalidated, so this lap will not count.
I thought you meant that Energy Dan's lap was invalidated, but I just turned to him and he is...
Energy Dan is fine at the moment. He's just come towards the hairpin now behind Money Mink.
Yep, a much better exit out of that corner than what we saw from some other drivers earlier, so we'll see what Energy Dan can do. Of course, his teammate P3, 109.742 on the board. Can Energy Dan beat his AlphaTauri teammate, or is he going to have to settle for a lesser
on the medium
time.
Oh, it's invalidated again.
And that final chicane, that one has got to hurt.
And it's a 111.7, so that would have put him around where Need for Speed and Shallow Lancers is. He would have been 12 or 13th on the mediums. Not what Energy Dan would have wanted there.
And he might have been pole if he'd have been able to get through the chicane, honestly, because it didn't look like he really had the fastest times in the other sectors, but he did let off the throttle there toward the end, and it still got a 111, so I feel like he would have been at least close to Rage Hunter if he'd have been able to get through that chicane.
The reckoning sets another lap on the medium tyres. He goes to 8th place on the mediums on a 110.1.
So the Reckoning doing a good job out there. P8 on medium tires. Watching another driver right now on medium tires, that being Need for Speed. Of course, he's on his out lap as he's heading toward the hairpin now. So we'll see what he can do when he comes back around and starts his timed lap. Of course, he's currently P13 with a 111.711.
Hooky went to 2nd place on a 109.440. So Hooky is starting to close in on Rage Hunter a bit more now. So good lap from Hooky there.
And that is only 4 thousandths of a second separating Rage Hunter and Hooky.
Jeez!
That is an impressively close time between Rage Hunter and Hooky. And just imagine, that difference is the matter of getting on the throttle just a little bit earlier, or being able to hug a curb just a little bit more. It's so small, yet so massive at the same time.
That is mad. 4 thousandths of a second between the top two. That's Manhicker's funny line. He's invalidated through the chicane. So his lap will not count. So this is actually quite mad qualified, to be fair. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, and we still have 5 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, so it's not over yet, Oliver.
No, definitely not, mate. So Fletcher and Bannister, they're both racing points. They are out of qualifying. They're not going to do any more. So we're going to see what the other drivers will do. Need for Speed is coming down towards the final chicane now. Good turn for Need for Speed there, going down towards the final main straight. It's slower than his previous. It's a 112.3 on the medium tyres. I don't know why he's picked the medium tyres. Bit of an odd strategy, in my view.
He does have time, though, to get back around and get a lap on the softs, but he's going to have to be quick and hits the wall. I don't think he has any time now. So, going to take a look at You Can Beat Me, who is on a flying lap on the medium tires, but he's actually slowed down to let another driver by, I do believe, so that is not going to be a factor.
Yeah, he's 5 seconds slower than his previous, so I believe he's bucked off. Energy Dan's on an out lap as well. Energy Dan's on an out lap. And what tyres is he on? He's selecting the medium tyres again, so... And Energy Dan's really active and going for the medium tyres, Tim.
I personally am a fan of the reverse strategy, and it's actually worked for me here at Canada before, so I will completely agree with that move, but he's gonna have to get a lap in, and honestly, he does not have time to pit. So if he invalidates this upcoming lap, he's just gonna have to stay out there on older mediums and just try to get a decent lap because time's running out.
I think it's crucial that he gets top 10 on those medium tyres so he gets the best possible advantage into the race. In my opinion, he needs to either get a 6th, between 6th and 8th, to get a really good possible result out of qualifying.
Well, we'll see what happens here as he's going through turns 1 and 2 now. Energy Dan, one of only 3 drivers who have not set a time, the others being Bannister, who has retired from this session, and Proliver, who is still in the pit lane.
So Energy Dan now going through this first flying sector. Love this, is pretty much one of my favourite sectors on the circuit. Staying nice and tight, staying hugged to the curbs. Now flying down the backstretch with DRS opens the second DRS straight of the track and bangs on the brakes under the bridge. Go through the corners. Come on, Danny. Come on, let's see if you can do what you do best. Go towards the hairpin turn. 41.6 second sector. Come on, Dan, you can really push harder. Come on those medium tyres. Down the back straight. Now towards the long DRS, the longest DRS turn on the track. Now it's going towards down the back straight, reaching speeds of near around 210 miles an hour. flies down towards the final chicane, towards the Wall of Champions. Can Energy Dan go faster? It's a 1:07.8. It's looking really good. It looks really good. 8th place for Energy Dan on the medium tyres. That's more like it.
And that is not a bad time at all. And you were saying that you think he needs to get somewhere around 6th to 8th place to really be competitive on those medium tires. And that is where he is. Of course, there's a few drivers in front of him and behind him going on the out lap.
Oh my goodness!
A 109.265 for Racing Podge. Didn't even realize he was on a flying lap, and he knocks Rage Hunter off the pole position.
And speaking of Rage Hunter, the Haas driver is now starting his lap now. He needs to respond to this. And Hookie's on a lap as well, just ahead of him.
And Racing Podge is actually just ahead of him on track, so we'll have to make sure that Racing Podge does not get in the way. I don't think he's going to be.
Car's gone into the pits. Car's gone into the pits. So now, we're now down to the 3 drivers.
So we are. Riding on board with Rage Hunter. He's approaching
Rage Hunter's validated.
Oh no! So Rage Hunter probably not getting the pole here today at all, as he does not have enough time.
Hookie's slowed down as well. I think he's warming up for one more run. Oh man, drama in qualifying.
So let's see what Hookie can do. I think you are right that he is trying to get ready for one final lap. Of course, he's going to have slightly older soft tires than what one would be used to, but hey, it might still be able to get him the pole.
To be honest, I don't think he cares, do you think?
I don't think he does either. He's crossing the line now, starting his final timed lap. We'll ride on board with him for the entirety of it.
Right, I'm going to keep an eye on Rage Hunter if I were you. I'm going to keep Rage Hunter. You keep an eye on Hookie.
So is Rage Hunter officially going for a second lap?
Yeah, he's on his second run now.
All right, so it's between Racing Podge, Rage Hunter, and Hookie. However, we have Snellweg and Fanny Lion on outlaps as well. Can one of them maybe upset?
Rage Hunter is just gone purple in the first sector. He's gone a 10 faster.
So Rage Hunter getting very, very close. Energy Dan not purple. We're going to switch our focus to Rage Hunter now, who is right behind Energy Dan. Both of them heading toward the hairpin
as well. This is going to be very, very close between these two drivers.
Rage Hunter was purple in the second sector.
Oh my goodness, these two on purple sectors. This is going to be extremely close. Hookie's going to go past first. What is the time for Hookie? Hookie's going? Gaming Phases went fastest. Hookie's going to the pit. Now it's Rage Hunter's turn.
Rage Hunter's all good. Let's see if he can get this time. He's going to cross the line. What will the time be? A 109.162. Rage Hunter to the top of the board, but it's not over yet. Snellweg is on a flying lap. We're going to take a look at Snellweg.
He's not anymore. He's invalidated.
So Rage Hunter, I do believe, is going to officially have the pole position. What can Fanny Lion do? Does Fanny Lion have anything?
Fanny Lion is not validated. He's going to go for his run. But this is looking good for you, Tim. Haas on pole position.
So let's see what Fanny Lion can do. Riding on board with the Red Bull driver.
4 thousandths faster. Come on, Fanny Lion. You've got to push, mate.
Approaching the hairpin here very shortly, but he got very loose out of that corner. I think that's going to scrub off a lot of speed here.
He's 4 thousandths slower now.
Around the hairpin now. He can maybe make up those 4 thousandths of a second, but he's going to have to be so very cautious, especially through the chicane. He's going to have to hit it perfectly. There is a slow car there, but moving out of the way, that is You Can Beat Me. Good sportsmanship there. Going down the straightaway for the final time. Fanny Lion approaching the chicane, past the Wall of Champions. What does he do? He hits the Wall of Champions. He's not going to get the pole. Rage Hunter will officially have pole position, but Fanny Lion, P7 and 109.918.
Gets pole in Canada. Well, we've seen it all. Congratulations. We wasn't expecting Rage Hunter to get pole today, Tim, weren't we?
No, we weren't. And Rage Hunter is actually a reserve driver today, is he not?
Fair play, Tim, then. Well done to Rage Hunter. First pole on your first race. You can't be much more happy about that, to be fair.
Not really. I mean, that is an impressive time, and that is on not old soft tires, but soft tires with a lap already on them, so slightly older. Of course, there's still plenty of life left there, but normally you see drivers setting the pole position with brand new softs, and that just was not the case here today.
Yeah, exactly. AlphaTauri 4th and 8th. That's going to be interesting to see on their strategy. So, and Snellweg in 6th as well. So them two are quite close together, to be fair. So that'll be very interesting to see. Racing Pod we want to watch as well. We also got Need for Speed, the returning Need for Speed, just behind Shadowlancer. I know those two are super close friends. So I'll tell you what, Tim, it's going to be quite a good race coming up.
That it is. The official starting lineup for the Canadian Grand Prix GP4 Series Speed Force Racing League is Rage Hunter in the pole position, Gaming Tank 2nd, Racing Podge in 3rd, Hookie in 4th, Kara in 5th, Snellweg 6th, Fanning Lion 7th, Energy Dan in 8th, 9th is The Reckoning, Kvyat Torpedo in 10th, Saneth 11th, You Can Beat Me 12th, Psychomitch in 13th, Shadowlancer in 14th, 15th is Need for Speed, Money Meek in 16th, 17th is Gislodian, Sonic Hawk in 18th, 19th is Bannister, and Proliver in 20th position. So we will have a full grid as Sonic Hawk joined late in the game.
I'll tell you what now, full grid. Finally, we get a full race grid. Now that is what I love to see.
So as we stare down this F1 paddock and waiting for the drivers to ready up, what are your predictions? Gonna turn to the chat. What are your predictions for the race today? And Oliver, what are your top 3 predictions?
Please give us your top 5s. My top 5. I think Energy Dan will get a podium. I don't know where. I think Snellweg will get a podium. Don't know where. And I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put a surprise one actually. I'm actually going to put in Rage Hunter in the podium positions.
I agree with that, actually. I'm going to go Racing Podge on the podium, Rage Hunter on the podium, and Energy Dan on the podium today.
So you're not going to put Snellweg on the podium? That's interesting.
No, I'm not. He might be able to get a 4th or a 5th, and it's not like a podium is completely out of the question, but he just did not really seem to have the speed capable of getting a podium there in qualifying. Of course, it's easy to be fast over one lap. The real key is being fast over the course of all the laps, so we'll see who's the fastest at the end of 35 laps here today after the formation lap completes.
This is very interesting. Look at the tyres now, and the bottom 10 has gone very mixed on strategies. Need for Speed's gone softs, Money Meek's, both Alphas on Romeo's on softs. We got Sonic Hawk on the softs, Bannister on softs. We also got Sanoff on softs as well. So very mixed strategy for the bottom 10 today.
So I'm very interested to see how that plays out, and especially for the drivers like Energy Dan and The Reckoning who qualified on medium tires, and then those further back as well. I'd like to see, if Energy Dan can make it work, if The Reckoning can make it work. I wonder if someone in 17th like Gislodian down there or Proliver can make it work as well. And as far as Sonic Hawk going on the soft tires, I think that's mainly because he anticipated that a few drivers would end up starting on the mediums, so he's trying to really stay with the pack. I feel like Sonic Hawk can easily get to about 15th before he really starts using up his tire wear and having to really fight to get by drivers for position. He's really fast, as we've seen throughout the course of the season. Of course, the last few races haven't really been the best for him, but he got very close to a win earlier in the season, and I think he did win Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the chat right on my phone right now, and we got a few predictions in. We got Granite the G-Man saying Hookie, Energy Dan and Fanny. Gordon Crimson says Gamey, Dan and Snellweg. And Martin says a lot of fast drivers, similar pace, Rage Hunter, Hookie, Snellweg, Energy Dan, and maybe The Reckoning.
Well, we'll find out which is which at the end of this thing. The drivers lined up on the grid.
Round 9 begin.
And here we go, the drivers on the grid. You hear those itchy pedal feet. You hear those engines revving. The drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series Canadian Grand Prix. Rage leading him down into turn number 1. The Red Bull driver is that gaming things behind him, and Racing Podge, the Ferrari, in third.
Clean start for the drivers there. Good work for the first 2 turns. Very good job. We've got a Ferrari off. That is, I believe, Sonic Cork. Yep, Sonic Cork is off the road. But he's rejoined. That's a Renault I've just seen. And that's who could beat me. He's spun in the second chicane.
You Can Beat Me trying to get turned back around, reversing out of the grass there. So very unfortunate circumstances for the Renault driver. Going to take a look now at the battle for the lead once more, because Gaming Things slowly gaining on Rage Hunter, but Rage Hunter is so very fast, and I think he just put more distance between the two. Racing Podge, though, behind Gaming Things, is really closing in that gap through the hairpin as we ride on board with the Ferrari driver. 2
championship contenders, or Snellweg and Energy Van, quite close together. Energy has sandwiched between the 2 McLarens, but like I said before, Racing Podge is now starting to close in on Gaming Things. Trying to get down the inside of the Red Bull driver. He is trying to get past him. Going down the inside to the chicane. He does get the Red Bull driver. Good move from the Racing Podge there.
So move Racing Podge up into the 2nd position. Gaming Things back to 3rd. Hooky is going to be looking to try to pass the Red Bull driver sooner rather than later.
Look at Rage Hunter just pulling away. Good driving for Rage Hunter there.
1.4 seconds separating these 2 drivers, Racing Podge and Rage Hunter. So really, I think that Rage Hunter has a pace that none of us expected here today.
Exactly. Angel Dan, look at this. Look at Angel Dan really stands between the 2 McLarens. And you can see Cara is really trying to catch down. That is Pro Oliver. Around she goes, but I'm sure he'll get back on circuit. But yeah, Angel Dan is really standing between these 2 McLarens right now. Snellweg is really pushing on the case of Dan. But because Dan's on the medium tyres, he will be a bit slower. And Snellweg go down to the inside of him.
That he does. Snellweg on the inside around the hairpin. So Snellweg in 6th place, just behind his teammate of Cara. Energy Dan dropping down to 7th. The soft tire still very preferred.
He's fighting back.
Energy Dan trying to go underneath Snellweg now, and he does have the position as they approach the chicane. He's cleared him already down the straightaway. Move Energy Dan back into the 6th position as they go by the wall of champions.
Crucial for Energy Dan. Look at Snellweg again, fighting back.
And Snellweg almost had the preferred line through turn number 2, but he could not stay on the outside of Energy Dan around turn number 1. So that is what the deciding factor was there to keep Snellweg in 7th for the time being. But I think that he's not quite done charging at Energy Dan just yet.
And of course, Fanny Line is looking very interesting as well behind Snellweg as well. So Energy Dan holding on the... Oh! That's spinning on Fanny Lines into the wall! So that's Fanny Line going down positions. Wow, what an unbelievable start to this race.
Yeah, and still Rage Hunter is pulling away. A huge gap separating him and the rest of the field. Fanny Lion, the most recent victim of misfortune here at Canada. Of course, You Can Beat Me being the very first one on the first lap, mind you. So all those drivers, You Can Beat Me, Sycamich, who apparently has had some issues as well, have taken the hard tires.
It's a 3rd place. He's just gone past Gaming Things.
So Hooky showing that the championship hunt is still very much on his mind. Hooky in 3rd, good points day, especially compared to Snellweg, who's all the way down in 7th and actually dropping now to 10th place as something happened to Snellweg. Yes, he's off.
What happened to Snellweg? Snellweg just had a massive mistake. But unlucky for Snellweg, he's down to 10th place now. On protection for Sanaf.
Yeah, Snellweg was off on the entry of turn 2, so I'm not sure what happened there. I guess he messed up turn 1 and just could not make the next corner.
It's going to be very interesting for the championship.
So Snellweg with a clear track in front of him, thankfully for him, but behind him, Saneth is really putting a lot of pressure on him, and maybe even going by him. Yes, he does, on his inside.
Way.
Does he pass him? No, he does not.
Wow, Saneth really taking the fight there to Snellweg. Very interesting to see. Racing Podge is closed in on Rage Hunter. Look at this. The galley he thought was pulling away is now closed back down again.
So on board with Racing Podge, so you can get an idea of just how close these 2 drivers are. Rage Hunter might be saving some ERS at the time being. Not really
Virtual
sure.
safety car, virtual safety car.
Snellweg is off. Snellweg has DNF'd out of the race.
Oh my goodness me, the championship has just been turned on its head. And look at this, his car's just stranded on the straight. What has happened to Snellweg? And it must have collided with Sanaf. Oh my goodness, this is huge. But you know what I said earlier about this has been a perfect chance for Hooky and Energy Dan now. The perfect chance.
It really has. This is Snellweg's first DNF of the season here in the GP4 series. Hooky has had 2 DNFs, unfortunately for him, but if he wins the race today, then he is within 5 points of Snellweg in just one singular race because of this DNF.
Exactly right. Possible 4 actually if he gets the fastest lap of the race as well. So if he gets to win the fastest lap, 4 points would only be the difference going into the next race in France.
So a lot of things on the line for Hooky at the time being as Racing Podge. Yeah, Hooky going in and Racing Podge getting very loose out of the final corner on that lap, so apparently Hooky has decided that enough is enough on those soft tires. We'll see what he does now. Racing Podge, Rage Hunter, Gamey Things, Kara staying out, but a few drivers electing to pit now. Energy Dan, of course, on those medium tires staying out. He is in 5th now, so slowly working his way up the board. Let's see if the reverse strategy will work for him here today.
Oh, definitely. If we talk about Car and the reckoning, them 3 drivers will be a little bit to look out for today. So this will be very interesting to see.
And Sonic Hawk, a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's Sonic Hawk's second 5-second time penalty. Of course, the first one was a collision with Saneth, and I'm not sure what happened between the two.
Racing Podge is getting ever so closer to the leader.
Yes, he is, as he goes around the hairpin and underneath.
Oh, what an exit.
Rage Hunter now, but not able to do anything with it. He will have the DRS going down the straightaway, though, so let's see if Racing Podge can do anything with Rage Hunter this time around. He's got the DRS and the slipstream. He's going to go and look inside, side by side now, as they approach the chicane, and Racing Podge moves into the first position. Rage Hunter dropping down to 2nd.
He's the most experienced driver on the grid, Racing Podge, and that is a very experienced move from the old gunner. And Racing Podge is now into the lead.
So with Racing Podge in the lead, I expect him to maybe take his pit stop soon, along with Rage Hunter and Gamey Things. Looking at Hooky now in 11th as he's slowly closing in on Gizlodian. Ahead of him, just 0.8 of a second. Gizlodian on older mediums than what Hooky has, and Need for Speed just picking up a penalty, I believe.
It's looking racy. He's on the back, on the side, inside the car.
And he made the move.
Well done, Energy Dan. So AlphaTauri into AlphaTauri the 4th. Bannister, Fletcher, man, get that car turned round. Very well done from Kvyat there. Well done to get that car turned round.
So it looks like the soft tires are starting to wear down significantly now, to where the medium drivers are actually much faster. So I'm wondering...
Racing Hunter's just gone past Racing Podge again. Oh, Racing Podge is just going to the back of Rage Hunter.
Oh my goodness, so Racing Pod's going to have to get a front wing change on this pit stop. Rage Hunter still in 1st, and with no wing damage at all, that might have just played into Rage Hunter's hands so beautifully.
Shadowlancer into 5th place now, doing very well, doing what he needs to do, doing what he must, and Hooky now just getting past Gizlodian into 7th. His next target is Bannister in the Racing Point. So AlphaTauri doing what it needs must. So really, they need to do all their best now to try and close down this championship lead to Snellweg. But right now, they're doing what it says in the tin.
Yeah, Hooky, of course, P7, Energy Dan P3. Now, Energy Dan does still have to pit. Hooky, he's already pitted, but I'm questioning as to whether or not he can really make it to the end on those medium tires. I feel like he's going to have to pit again.
Energy Dan on the back of Gamey Things' Red Bull right now. Like a knife through hot butter. Hooky into 6th as well. The Racing Points, the AlphaTauris are rocketing through this field right now. Andy Dan goes into the lead of this Grand Prix because Rage Hunter is pitting right now.
Now Hooky is 6th. Let's see where Hooky lines up after Rage Hunter gets out of the pits. Hooky is ahead of Rage Hunter now.
Wow, that's interesting.
And there was someone in the chat actually did predict that, so they were correct. Hooky is in front of Rage Hunter. So, is the undercut just that strong?
Maybe it is. Maybe it's just the undercut is just that powerful around here in Canada. And so really, it'll be very interesting to see how all these pit stops are playing out. Fair play to Tom in the Williams. He's doing his thing in about 8 laps on those soft tyres. He will have to pit again now because look at Hooky. He is closing in he's like a stabbed rat at the moment. Probably gets a 3-second penalty for his multiple warnings. But yeah, fair play to the AlphaTauri boys. They're working well together as they usually do. Best of friends, of course. Maybe we can see another shoey. You never know.
Maybe we could. Energan, of course, leading this race. The Reckoning in 2nd now because Gamey Thing's going into the pits.
He's about to take down as another victim.
Hooky trying to go around Shadowlancer and does before they get to the chicane. Shadowlancer into the pit now. Move Hooky up into the 4th position. So now the top 4 are on the medium tires. 2 of them started on the medium tires and 2 of them pitted for the medium tires. And now, 3 of them started on the medium tires.
Yeah, exactly. This is very, very good racing from the drivers. Yes, there's been a few bumps and scrapes here and there, but right now it's all looking very good racing at the moment. I'm really enjoying this. Look at the gap. Look at the battle between Just Loading and Racing Pod and Rage Hunter.
And Racing Pod's going underneath Gizlodian. Will he be able to do what he does? And Rage Hunter follows him through as well. So move Rage Hunter up into the 5th position. He's trying to make up the lost time, and he's doing it very quickly. He's hunting down Racing Podge now. He's right on his back as they're approaching the hairpin corner now.
We're having some words to Racing Podge until now. He's not happy when Racing Podge clouts at the back of him. So a few bit of paybacks coming on. These two have met before, and they're meeting again.
Some payback indeed. Rage Hunter, though, trying to use the DRS and the slipstream to get by Racing Podge, but will he be able to do it? Yes, he does. He clears him with relative ease. Going through the chicane now.
I thought Racing Podge was going to hit him again, but look at this. Rage Hunter is pulling away once again. This boy, I'll tell you now, Tim, this guy is something to watch.
That it is, but he has 4.7 seconds to Hooky in 3rd. And Hooky will likely have the lead of this race once Energan and the Reckoning pit. The question is it even possible for Hooky to go to the end of this race? Because I really don't think it is.
I don't think it's going to be enough. Guys in the chat, please let us know if Hooky can make it to the end of this race. Shadowlancer gets a 3-second time penalty. So right now, Racing Podge is now coming back at race. These two have been fighting all race, these two.
Both of them looking for their first win of the season, I do believe here. Just a minute, I can double check on that, but I do not believe Racing Podge has been able to get a win yet this season in the GP4 series. Of course, Rage Hunter, we have not seen him yet in the GP4 series until today, and Racing Podge going by Rage Hunter once more before they approach the chicane. That's their little spot that they really love, and then Racing Podge, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
This is interesting. Breaking news, Angie Dan has gone to the soft tyres.
And that was actually really quick. I did not expect Energy Dan to hit that soon.
And look at this, he's falling right in front of Gaming Thing. So this is a 4-car fight now for 3rd place right now. And some interesting news later. We asked the chat about Hooky's strategy, and they were saying this. Golden Crimson says Hooky is going to go on to another set of mediums to the end. He can do that if he can try.
That's the strategy that I was thinking Hooky was going for, unless he wants to try to stay out for the softs. But as we've really seen, and as someone in the chat actually pointed out, is that you just really get such slow lap times after you've been out on the softs for a few laps. But Energy Dan making the softs work as he goes around Rage Hunter. Of course, those are brand new softs on that AlphaTauri machine, so now he's going to approach Racing Podge.
Sector 1, it's the flag sector 1, but it's all clear now, so probably someone had a little bump somewhere, but there it is. Energy Dan's got a 3-second time penalty, wow!
Yep, multiple warnings as he cut the corner there through the chicane at the Wall of Champions. That's caught a lot of drivers out already in this race, and it's only lap 13 of 35. Energy Dan, though, not letting it deter him.
For sure.
Yeah, he's trying to chase down Racing Podge now, and that is for second place. So if he gets around this Ferrari, the AlphaTauri drivers are going to be running 1-2.
Once again, you might as well write off the Constructors' Championship team, because we all know who's going to win it now, don't you?
AlphaTauri is like the real-life Mercedes in the GP4 series. Energy Dan and Hooky been absolutely dominant, and yet they only have one win apiece. They've just been so very consistent in the constructor standings that it's helped them stay on top of the board.
Racing Pod very, very wide. I think he just let Energy Dan through, or has he? Because them two are still squabbling. So really, this is looking very interesting. Energy Dan is finally gets past Racing Pod. AlphaTauri are 1-2 once again. And how many times he has said that this season?
I think at least 3 or 4.
The record is gets a 3-second time penalty.
But what's interesting though is that they have only really finished 1-2 in Monaco.
Once. So maybe another 1-2 in 2 races?
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, but Racing Podge is under an enormous amount of pressure from Rage Hunter now. So we're going to ride on board with Rage Hunter. Yeah, once again, Racing Podge versus Rage Hunter.
These two have been the battle of the race. I'm not even kidding.
Racing Podge getting a better run down that straightaway. So he's actually chasing down Energy Dan. He might be able to pass him soon, actually, because Energy Dan is probably going to start losing some time here in the next lap or two.
Well, I think Energy Dan might pull away now, because now the medium time runners are still, they're in their prime state now, but Energy Dan now needs to use his very fresh soft tires just to get away and try and catch. You could just see Hooky just up ahead, just go through the chicane. So I have to say, Tim, this race for the lead, I'm not kidding, it could be anyone to lead this one. I can see a 5-car fight for this lead here.
I really can as well, because Rage Hunter Racing Podge, of course, been running close all day. Energy Dan and Hooky running 1-2 right now. Of course, Hooky in first, 3.8 seconds ahead of Energy Dan. But Energy Dan on those soft tires is going to have to pit again, so that's going to put the drivers behind him up a position. Gaming Things.
And also Gaming Things. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Gaming Things has got a win to his name as well from Baku. Was it Baku? Did he win? I don't know. So yes, he did win in Baku. So yeah, so Gaming Things will be very interesting to get another win, to get a second win in a row. So this is going to be very interesting to see how all these drivers will plan out.
It's an interesting one, and we have 20 more laps to go. Lap 15 of 35 here in the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series Canadian Grand Prix. Rage Hunter still trying to put pressure on the back of Racing Podge. Energy Dan trying to chase down his teammate.
Yeah, the problem is for Rage Hunter that Racing Podge is getting DRS from Energy Dan. That's the main issue he has got, because Racing Podge is getting still getting speed from Energy Dan's AlphaTauri. I don't know how, because Energy Dan's on the soft tyres, but he's still getting the speed off him, and this is the battle for second place. This is looking very, very interesting.
And Rage Hunter, as you said, is in a bad position because Racing Podge is getting the DRS, but the reason he's getting the DRS is because those soft tires, I think, are just starting to wear down. We saw Hooky pit with only 4 laps on his soft tires, so it would not surprise me if the setup that Energy Dan is running is very similar to Hooky's. So that may mean that the tires are going to wear at about the same rate.
So right now, we're looking at the second place fight. A 4-car fight for second place. 4 cars, 1 second. And don't forget, Hooky is, to be fair, Energy Dan's closing in on Hooky. It's only 3.1 seconds. So this lead fight is looking very, very tasty. Don't go for the screens just yet, boys.
Lap 16 of 35 of Racing Podge hit the wall of champions. He does have some... No, he does not have wing damage. My apologies there. I thought he did for a moment, but Racing Podge is A-okay. He did hit the wall of champions, though, so he's going to have to be very careful there.
Got away with that one there, Racing Podge, to be fair.
Yeah, that he really did. It's not every day that you can say that you hit that wall and come away unscathed.
So right now, Tim, this race, like we predicted, is in a very incredible race at the moment.
With all the differing,
intriguing.
Yeah, with all the differing strategies, it was just going to have to be. And Energy Dan, I'm very surprised to see those soft tires working, riding on board with him. You can see that he can't really see Hooky ahead of him, but he is gaining on him.
Ray trying to down the inside, and he's just gone past Racing Pod before the DRS straight. Is that wise?
I don't really know, because Rage Hunter is going to maybe be able to get some DRS off of Energy Dan. He's going to be close, though, but I think he does get it. Yeah, there you see the wing opening up, so Rage Hunter does have the DRS on Energy Dan, but he won't have it the next time they reach a DRS zone, so that is a bit of an issue, but I think that Rage Hunter just had to make the move whenever he saw an opportunity. I think that if he stayed behind Racing Podge...
Rage Hunter did have DRS down the main straight.
Wow, so it must have been very close when they got to the detection zone there, because he was more than a second behind Energy Dan when they were going down the straightaway initially.
Energy Dan just picked up another time penalty as well, so AlphaTauri, I don't know if they can get a 1-2 today.
I believe you're right there that they're not going to be able to, because Energy Dan has at least 6 seconds worth of time penalties, maybe more. So that would put him down to at least 5th or 6th position at the time being.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Racing Pod just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. This race is going to be down to time penalties, which is a bit of a shame, but it always brings out dramatic moments when you have time penalties, don't you?
In a way, yes, that's how Gaming Things was able to win in Baku last week, so it could happen again today with either one of these drivers. Hooky, I don't believe, has any time penalties.
But look at this. Hooky is now getting under pressure from Energy Dan, so this gap now is only a few tenths of a second. It's now officially... Oh, look at all these cars going down the main straight. Look at all of this. They must have lapping cars, so these lot now are all within a second of each other.
And this is essentially the battle for the lead between all of these cars, because Hooky's not going to be able to stay out there forever. He's got 13 laps on those medium tires.
Get out of the way for Racing Podge, good lad, but that's going to prevent problems for Racing Podge, because Gaming Things will be sneaking around Racing Podge. The traffic is making a nuisance, but of course, traffic always brings out drama, and we absolutely love it. Rage Hunter is coming towards the AlphaTauris. Look at Rage Hunter go!
On board with Rage Hunter as they go down the hairpin, and I'm going to point something out to you. Hooky and Energy Dan are both going to have to pit again. Which one's going to pit first? Because at this, as close as they are, they cannot double stack. They would just lose time.
I'm looking at the comments right now.
And Energy Dan actually going around Hooky. Hooky going into the pit, so Energy Dan getting the lead. So that answers that. Hooky going to pit first. Energy Dan staying out for at least one more lap. So that is Energy Dan in first, Rage Hunter second, Racing Podge third. Your top three now.
I'll tell you now, this race has got all the chances of an absolute classic finish in the making. This is going to be very, very interesting. Can Racing Podge can get a victory? Can Rage Hunter get his first win of the season? Can Racing Pod do the same? Can Gaming Things can really get his second win of the season? It's anybody's guess, and don't forget the Reckoning is hovering around as well in the Black Murk. That'll be very interesting to see if the Reckoning can actually get a victory today, or even a podium to be precise.
Yeah, literally anything can happen here in the Canadian Grand Prix. We have got 15 laps to go still. Energy Dan in command of this race, but I feel like he's probably going to pit this time. We're going to have to wait and see, though. He is going to get some slipstream off of You Can Beat Me as he exits the hairpin corner, but he's already passed the Renault driver, of course. That's a lapped car, so we'll see what Energy Dan does. Maybe he can stay out on the soft tires for another lap. He seems to be doing A-okay, but he does dive down into the pits.
He's responding to Podge. He's responding to Hooky.
Yeah, so Rage Hunter moving back up into first, Racing Podge in second, which is what we have seen for most of this race, but what we haven't seen is Racing Podge being 4.3 seconds away from Rage Hunter, and that is how it is looking now.
And of course, another thing, we haven't seen Racing Podge been under pressure by gaming things as well.
So we'll take a look at Gamey Things here, riding on board with him as he is closing in on that Ferrari driver. Gamey Things, of course, your winner last week in Baku, going to try to go for 2 in a row. Not sure if he's going to be able to do that with the limited time we have left, but what he might very well be able to do is finish in the P2 spot as he is gaining on Racing Podge significantly now. Racing Podge getting a little bit loose out of that last corner. Let's see how they stack up after the hairpin.
Hooky in the pits. The undercut has worked for Energy Dan.
Wow, so Energy Dan in 5th place, Hooky in 6th.
Not
very
anymore,
good point
because the AlphaTauris are starting to fight it out side by side. Oh, the AlphaTauris nearly touching the hairpin.
On board with Hooky now. He's got the DRS on Energy Dan, and he will have the DRS. Energy Dan, a sitting duck.
The reckoning is in. So the AlphaTauris will be back into the podium places.
Hooky and Energy Dan running 3 and 4 at the time being. Rage Hunter still in first. Gamey Things in second, 3.7 seconds behind Rage Hunter. And those two drivers going to have to pit again. So it looks like Hooky is going to have this lead once Rage Hunter and Gamey Things pit.
So AlphaTauri will be 1-2 once again. But due to the penalties, that Energy Dan, do we actually finally get to see, Tim? Finally, after all this waiting, 9 rounds into the season, Hooky finally getting his first win that he desperately needs.
We might very well see that, and today is the best day that he could have it. Snellweg in P20 right now with a DNF, so that is 0 points to that McLaren driver. And imagine if Hooky could get the fastest lap and win this race, that would be...
Rage Hunter just got a 3-second time penalty.
And that changes things dramatically because that means Gaming Things is only 0.5 of a second virtually behind Rage Hunter after the time penalty comes into play. Rage Hunter trying to last a little bit longer on those medium tires. Maybe, just maybe he's trying to go for the softs. So we'll see what he does here. He gets very loose out of that corner there. I don't think that Rage Hunter's going to try to go for the softs, but I'm surprised to see him staying out because if he pitted now, he might actually be able to gain on the drivers ahead of him.
The fastest lap of the race on the moment is by Energy Dan, who's got a 1 minute... No, sorry, the fastest lap of the race is definitely Hooky. He's got a 1 minute 11.6. The only driver in this race has entered the 111. So yeah, if he gets the win today and keeps that lap, Tim, he'll get 26 points and 4 points deficit to Snellweg in the championship.
So the championship battle definitely not over. That's not what Snellweg wants to hear, but Hooky, he definitely wants to hear it. I don't know if Hooky knows about that. He likely knows about Snellweg's DNF, but does he know just how close the points battle could be?
I think he definitely knows that Snellweg DNF'd.
Oh yeah, that he definitely does. But does he know just how close we're talking about in the points after today?
Oh no, of course not.
So we'll see what happens. Of course, Rage Hunter on your screen, still the leader of this race. He has a 3-second time penalty. Energy Dan has 2 3-second time penalties. Gaming Things gaining on Rage Hunter now, 3.1 seconds behind him. So that could be the battle for the lead if Rage Hunter and Gaming Things can stay out for the rest of this race. I don't believe they can, though, because that would be 25 and laps on their tires, and I don't see the medium tires.
The closest fight at the moment is the Reckoning and Kara. This is the battle for 5th and 6th.
Looking at Kara now in the McLaren. Snellweg's teammate trying to score the lone points for McLaren today. The Reckoning trying to score points for Mercedes as his teammate Proliver is down in P14 at the time being. So Reckoning gets into the back of Kara there. No wing damage, but very, very close.
Racing Pod's going past the Mercedes. I wish we could see this in real life, but unfortunately we can't because of obvious reasons. But now, this is looking very interesting. Can the Reckoning get past Kara? And he's going to do so. Is it enough? Rage Hunter's in the pits. And Reckoning gets him on the outside. Good move from the Reckoning there.
So the Reckoning moving up into P4. Energy Dan, Hookie second and third. Hookie in second, just behind Gaming Things, 5.5 seconds behind Gaming Things, actually, who likely will have to pit at least one more time. Gaming Things in that Red Bull, 15 laps on those medium tires.
Reckoning to get his first ever podium. Well, if he keeps getting 3-second time penalties, that might not be the case.
It might not be, but that just depends on what Racing Podge has as far as time penalties or what he may pick up later.
Guess who is behind Racing Podge?
Is it Rage Hunter by chance?
It is Rage Hunter.
So the story of the race continues to be the story of the race, of course, Racing Podge versus Rage Hunter, whether it be for first or fifth. You're going to see these two drivers battling it out there so close on speed, and they're battling with the Reckoning, who's trying to get his first podium in Speed Force Racing League, but with a 3-second time penalty, that's going to be incredibly difficult to do. But Rage Hunter has a 3-second time penalty as well. The question is, does Racing Podge?
Careful, you lot!
And
Hookie gets the 3-second time. Oh my goodness, this race has it all, Tim. This race has it all.
And Rage Hunter trying to go around Racing Podge, looked around him out of turn number 2 now. Racing Podge looking on the inside of the Reckoning, neither of them able to make the move.
I'd say now Fletcher gets a time penalty, so this is all going to come down to time penalties. This race is all down to the wire. Anyone can win this race. Anyone can get their first podium. Anyone can get their first victory of the season. Tim, we don't know who's going to win this, and that's why we love this league so much.
And it's very much getting dicey.
Podge.
Racing Podge is off. Racing Podge is off, and the Reckoning going around, and so is Rage Hunter.
Fair play to Podge for backing off. Fair play.
And no wing damage on that Ferrari, so very lucky there. But now Rage Hunter going around the Reckoning, and Racing Podge trying to follow him through, but he cannot do it. Going down the DRS straight. Racing Podge is the odd man out behind the Reckoning. The Reckoning going to have the DRS though on Rage Hunter, and Rage Hunter is going to be a sitting duck, but the Reckoning cannot do anything with it. So Rage Hunter is going to hold on to the 4th position for now.
Yeah, because Rage Hunter's got that DRS when he went through the DRS detection zone, so he'll get the DRS and gets away. Now he's going to try, well, if it can try and close down an 8.8 second gap to Engine Dan. It's possible, but it's going to be very, very difficult.
He's on the soft tires though, and I'm not convinced that they're going to be optimal once they get to the end of this race. And when I say optimal, I mean on the car at all.
But then again, Tim, Engine Dan's got a ton load of penalties on him, so that's going to be an interesting thing to see.
That he does. Energy Dan has at least 6 seconds worth of time penalties.
6 or 9? 6 or 9, would you say?
Yeah, 6 or 9. I believe it to be 6, but could be 9. Energy Dan in 3rd right now, but could very well be losing that spot to Rage Hunter when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Gaming Things right now 2.8 seconds ahead of Gaming Things in the pits, so Hookie will retake the lead. And AlphaTauri are 1-2 once again, but where's Gaming Things going to come out in all of this?
I believe he's going to be 4th place or 5th, just behind the Reckoning. No,
Racing Podge.
Much further.
He's 6th. So now he sits to the soft tires. Now Racing Podge is going all sorts of bother.
So on board with Gaming Things, he is 2.8 seconds behind Racing Podge. Not where that Red Bull driver wanted to come out of the pits, but that is where he is. Nonetheless, Rage Hunter, I get those confused, is 7.5 seconds behind Energy Dan now, with the Reckoning 1.7 behind him, and Racing Podge gaining on the Reckoning as he is now 0.4 of a second behind the Reckoning as they are now driving down the straightaway, approaching the hairpin corner. Let's see if Racing Podge can get anything done once they get to the DRS straight.
Exactly, and also Racing Pods does not want to be held up by the reckoning too much because of course Gaming Things is on those soft tyres. So this will be very, very, very interesting to see if Racing Pods can get past the reckoning. But again, Tim, the reckoning doing a very, very good job of defending his position, defending the line the best he can, and he's got a very decent gap over to Racing Pod. So this is very, very interesting to see if Gaming Things can really take advantage of this. Oh, Rage Hunter's got another penalty.
So that's 6 seconds for Rage Hunter and the penalties. So that means that he might not even be able to get a podium here today. The Reckoning only has 3 seconds worth of time penalties as far as I know. Racing Podge, I think, has at least 3 seconds worth of time penalties. I'm not sure on that, though. We don't know how
many penalties the driver's got, to be fair.
No, to be fair, we really don't. So it's just going to be a toss-up until everyone crosses the line. But Racing Podge still trying to work on the Reckoning and get by to get as much track position as he possibly can. But the Reckoning is not making it easy on him whatsoever. He's doing a good job holding him off.
All in all, this race has been absolutely been an amazing race. And here goes Racing Podge. No, still nothing to get past the Reckoning. Oh, and he went too tight to the hairpin. That's another 3-second penalty for Racing Podge. So goodness me.
Yeah, so regardless, I believe that everyone in the top 5, except for maybe Hookie, has 3 seconds or more in time penalties.
Hookie's, yeah. Gaming Things gets a 3 sec. Guys, man!
Make that the top 6. And Racing Pod's trying to go underneath the Reckoning out of turn number 2, but not able to do anything with it.
This race has it all of a good race. I'll tell you that now. This race has been nothing but brilliant. I'll give this race a good 9 out of 10 in my view.
I would too, and we still have 6 laps remaining, lap 30 of 35 here, so it's all coming down to the wire. More so pit strategy than track position here today, as Hookie and Energy Dan did not start in the top 3. Energy Dan, in fact, started in, I believe, 8th position, and he's all the way up in the 2nd.
Yeah, look at Racing Podge again!
Trying to go around the outside of the Reckoning around the hairpin, but is he going to be able to do it? He's going to have some momentum, but is he going to carry it through? Yes, he does! Down the DRS straight move. Racing Podge up into 4th.
Yeah, and Gaming Things always went to the back of the Reckoning, so that'd be very interesting to see how that will play. Rage Hunter is starting to close in a bit more. Energy Dan is now 4.5 seconds, but this is the fight we're looking on. It's the battle for 4th at the moment.
And all of those drivers have at least 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Fanny Lion picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, running in P10. So a lot of drivers in the top 10 having 3-second time penalties, as we've said. So Racing Podge, not guaranteed a 4th place finish. The Reckoning, not guaranteed a 5th place finish. Energy Dan, definitely not guaranteed a 2nd place finish.
We don't know where's going to finish, to be fair. We just do not know. Guys in the chat, if you please want to give us your top 5 or 6, try and predict, because we don't know what's happening. You probably don't know what's going to happen. So really, it's all down to these final few laps of where these drivers are going to be placed, well, where they're going to be spaced out, because we do not know where they're going to finish. Here goes Gaming Things towards the Reckoning. And the Reckoning goes down the inside. Clean move from Gaming Things. Into 5th place he goes. Do you have to say to him, this is one of the Reckoning's best races?
I do believe so. Even if he is in P6 with another 3-second time penalty, it's still going to be a good points day for him, because he's only got 6 seconds, as far as I know, worth of time penalties, and Kara is 15 seconds behind him. So he still has a little bit of a cushion there before he has to worry about losing another place, but he probably would rather gain some places on Gaming Things and Racing Podge. He had a podium there for a moment, but just not quite able to get it in. I don't think he's going to still.
The drivers are now starting to pull away from the Reckoning, but if the Reckoning just has some sort of pace in his car, anything can happen. Who's this battling the moment? This is Gaming Things and Racing Podge getting close to the moment. So these two are about to have a little scrap for themselves. So right now, It's still all to play for.
On board with Gamey Things, you can see the gap to Racing Podge. Gamey Things should have the DRS, and he is gaining on him a little bit. He's not going to be able to make a move, but he did gain a significant amount of time on Racing Podge there as they go through the final chicane once more. Going to cross the line. It's lap 33 of 35. 3 laps to go here.
Oh, Gaming Things is snaking around Racing Podge's car. And can I tell you something, Tim, actually? That Rage Hunter is now under 3 seconds behind the AlphaTauri of Energy Dan for second place.
So Rage Hunter might still be in contention for a podium. He's got 6 seconds.
Maybe you might be wrong, Tim.
Maybe. Who really knows? Hooky, with at least 3 seconds worth of time penalties, is probably still sweating because Energy Dan is 1.1 seconds behind him. Of course, with Energy Dan having a lot of time penalties, that's just... We could say time penalties all day. We're not going to know. We just simply have to watch it and wait. It's coming to 2 to go this time.
2 laps to go as well. 2 to go. So this is all down to penalties because Gaming Things once again on Racing Podge. Oh, look at that, but nice move for Gaming Things into 4th.
So Gamey Things trying to show that he does have a fast car here, and Gamey Things might be an unlikely podium sitter today.
Unlikely? He only won the race yet last week.
Yeah, but with him running in 4th, 5.7 seconds behind Rage Hunter and Energy Dan, and with a set of 3-second time penalties as well, who really knows?
Hello, the AlphaTauris. Hello. They're close up to each other a bit much, haven't they?
0.7 of a second separating Hooky and Energy Dan. Energy Dan, a man on a mission, trying to get by Hooky. If he could put pressure on him, he could make Hooky make a lot of mistakes and get more time penalties.
The AlphaTauris do not care about championships. This is what we love to see, Tim. Team battles, why not?
Going down the DRS straight, Energy Dan will have the DRS and the slipstream. Hooky will not. So Energy Dan is going to close the gap, but by how much? 0.3 of a second separating these 2 drivers now. The white flag lap this time as Hooky crosses the line. It will be 1 more lap to go.
Who is going to win this race? Don't forget, Rage Hunter is still in the mix as well. So this is all down to time penalties, Tim.
On board with Energy Dan, you're not going to miss a moment of this battle here.
This is it, Energy Dan. Has he got enough penalties? Well, at least the amount of penalties to Hooky to get the win. Or is Hooky finally going to get his victory?
He might just do it. But 0.8 of a second separating these 2 drivers, and you got to remember, Hooky does have at least 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Energy Dan has at least 6.
We don't know how many penalties that these 2 drivers have got. And I think Energy Dan has more, but we don't know. Hooky is now pulling away from Dan. Here we go, final 2 corners, Tim. This is it.
Down the DRS straight, Hooky is going to have some slipstream off of the Mercedes of Proliver.
This is it. Who is going to win? Hooky will cross the line first, but who is going to win?
So out of the final chicane for the final time, Hooky in first. Energy Dan, though, trying to stick a charge, but Hooky crosses the line first and will win this race. Energy Dan in second. Rage Hunter and Gaming Things in third. Gaming Things moves up to third after the time penalties. Rage Hunter in fourth. Racing Podge in fifth. The Reckoning in sixth.
Finally, Hooky finally wins a race in Canada. Congratulations, and the point is going to completely deficit to the top 2.
Wow. Just wow.
Hooky has got the fastest lap of the race, 26 points, and 4 points will go down to the deficit. Wow. What a dream race for Hooky.
First and second could not have finished further away from each other in this race. Snellweg, your points leader, in 20th. Hooky, second place in first, capturing his first win of the season. Energy Dan capturing second place and another podium.
Wow. Bannister gets driver of the day in the game wise. We don't even know who our driver of the day is, to be fair. We don't know. Well, I might give it to Ray Chunter on his debut in the reserve. I'll have to give it to him today.
I am really going to go with Energy Dan. Just because he took the risk in qualifying to go on the medium tires. He only got the one lap on the medium tires, but he did it, started in 8th, and was able to work his way up to 2nd despite time penalties. So that was
definitely
a very impressive drive, I think.
A race. But Hooky finally wins!
That he does. So your official finishing order for the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series Canadian Grand Prix is Hooky, finally getting his first win of the season. Energy Dan in 2nd on the podium yet again. Gamey Things in 3rd, Rage Hunter in 4th, Racing Podge in 5th, The Reckoning in 6th, Kiviat Torpedo in 7th, Shadow Lancer in 8th, Bannister 9th, Psychomich in 10th, 11th is Kara, 12th is Gizlodian, You Can Beat Me in 13th, 14th is Need for Speed, Proliver in 15th, Money Mink in 16th, Fanny Lion in 17th, 18th is Sonic Hawk, Saneth in 19th, Snellwag, your points leader, a DNF in 20th place. So 4 points only separating Hooky and Snellwag after this battle. We're going to talk to the top 3 here in just a moment.
Right to the top 2. I'm just about to invite Gaming Things once we come in. Here he is! Well done, bro!
Thank you.
Woo! Shooey!
I can't be doing one of them a minute, I'm shaking.
Oh mate, that was intense.
Bloody well done, guys. Bloody well done.
I literally, I just can't get over that.
What a race, guys. What a bloody good race that was.
Thank you.
And Hooky, congratulations on your first win, man. How does that feel?
It's been a long time coming.
Do you realise what you just done?
Gone on a two-stop.
Now, what you've done is, Hooky, you got the first lap of the race and the victory. It's only 4 points between you and Snellbag now.
Wow.
4
That's what you're
points
talking
is all
about.
it is. 4 points is all it is now between you two.
Hey, here he is, here's Gamey.
Another pony in Gamey is becoming a regular thing for you now. Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, can you repeat the question then?
Is this pony thing starting to become a regular for you now, is it?
You know what, I'll be honest, I thought I was going to have a good day today, but to be fair, I didn't have the most easiest of races. I actually had a glitch running that entire race. My ERS mode wouldn't change. I was stuck on overtake mode the entire race.
Wow.
So that didn't really help me in the straights. That's why I got minced on a few straights at the beginning. I will admit that. But yeah, I've got a podium again. Admittedly, it's just because of the penalties. But you know, a podium's a podium, and a continuation of the run. It's fantastic.
Tim, have you got any questions for the top 3?
Yeah, Gamey Things. You know, as you said, a podium is a podium, so you're getting some consistent finishes here. Does this help your confidence? And without the time penalties, what do you think would have went down? Because you had time penalties. Literally the entire top 6 had time penalties. So how do you feel like you're going to be performing for the rest of the season now that you have a win and some podiums and even some luck, obviously?
Yeah, well, obviously there are. I'm looking throughout the entire season. So there are going to be tracks I'm going to need some extreme luck on, like Singapore. And to be honest, I'll be honest, the next race in France. To be honest, France is not overly the best track for me. But I'll see what I can do, and I think that hopefully if this run continues, hopefully I joined late and got my start opening my account in the championship quite late-ish in the season, like 5, 6, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully I start being seen as a targeting if this thing continues. Why the hell not?
All right, well, we'll see how you perform throughout the rest of the season. Going to turn our attention now to the AlphaTauri drivers. Second place, Energy Dan. How many time penalties did you pick up, and you're still able to sit in second spot? You and Hooky both are just dominating the constructors this season.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, Tim, we plan races out. We spend all week planning races. We go through every scenario possible. What to do on us first stint if it's a safety car, second stint if it's a safety car, what do we do if it bangs wing, all that kind of jizz. So we were planning on doing a split strategy. So I ended up getting taken out by Money Mink on my opening fast lap in quali.
Oh wow!
So I ended up aborting that one, coming back in, getting some more fuel, going back out, and then I invalidated on my second attempt. So I had a dilemma of either going with the mediums again for a third time and starting the race with fewer tyre life, or going on to the softs, which I'm not happy on full fuel. So I gambled on just going for it, and I managed to get, I think, was it 8th, I think?
Yeah, P8.
Yeah, and then I took Snellweg, someone else on the first corner, and then from then on it was just basically damage limitation. I was going to go medium, soft, which was my planned strategy, but for some reason my team put me on medium, soft, medium. So I was very worried on them soft, so I just had to try and get to lap 20. And then I think it was Rage Hunter was pushing me. And I thought, do you know what? I'm only 15 laps from the end. I may as well just stick the mediums on and sacrifice these softs, because I'd already done 10 laps on them. So yeah, came in, got the mediums, and then just made up some positions. I think Gamey and Rage had to pit again. So they came out. Once everyone had pitted, it was just me and Hooky, and then me and Hooky were just basically going lean fuel mode through a lot of the corners, taking it in turns to taking, well, one lap using the RS, next lap not using it, and just basically just bringing the car home as quick as possible without sacrificing tyres, and it all fell into place.
My question is to you two. What was your reaction when Snellweg retired?
Yeah, well, I didn't realise he did, to be honest with you.
No, I didn't. We seen yellow flags in the pits, but I didn't see who it was or who retired, because it was a few times that the yellow flag come on the start finish straight, so I just ignored it and carried on, you know.
So how does it feel now, Hooky, to be getting your first win of the season, and also got the fastest lap of the race, and now getting what's now to be 4 points behind Snellweg in the championship? It really is game on now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. After I had a run of 4 podium in the before Baku last week, and unfortunately I desynced and DNF through that race, and I was a bit disheartened. I was thinking, okay, maybe that's just my luck. Maybe that's just the end of it for the season. So tonight, now I had a point to make to show that I just wasn't a flash in the pan, and consider me that I am going to be up there. Top 3 championship, so yeah, it's good for me. And also as well, there was a stipulation with my partner, because it's her birthday tonight, that if I didn't finish the race first, I wouldn't be able to race next week and the week after. So I'm glad that I finished first. So yeah, I raced my heart out for that one, and a big thanks again to a few boys in the background that you don't usually see from is Jimbo Mancy, Ben and Felix as well, for helping me out with for helping me with my strategy. To help me with my strategy week in, week out, because without them I'd be hopeless. So yeah, it's a good job that they
Obviously, you got the sensible voice of Danny Mack on your shoulder, aren't you, as well?
Well, yeah, because the last lap, lap 29, I picked up my 3-second penalty, and I went to cock. I went everywhere. I was shaking. I was panting. I was like, what if I'm gonna get it? What if I spin? What if this? And I had Dan in my ear just saying, just shut up, keep driving. I'm behind you. I'll make this car 10 meters wide if I go. So just carry on.
as well, yeah.
Carry on driving, and you're gonna get it. Like so. Yeah, thank you, Dan. And it's brilliant.
Yes, I just said to him, look, keep checking your temperatures, keep going in lane. We've got this, and we knew that Rage Hunter had to pass me and get in front by 3 seconds to take the 1 and 2 from us. So I think just keeping the temps down meant that we could push more on the straight, and yeah, it just fell into place for us. But again, like I said before, that's what me and Hooky planned for all week. So tomorrow we'll be on the next one and planning.
Yeah, for France. I mean, 9 races in now, you two. Couldn't you ask for where you started in SF to now? Couldn't you ask for a better season like this?
No, not in a million years. Yeah, yeah. I think we spent all of last season improving and actually trying to put the racing skills together. We knew what we had to do, and I just think this game has suited us more. But also we've really focused on, trail braking and just gear shifting and those really slight, minute details that make tenths up on laps. And we've still got loads to learn, so it can only get better from here. So yeah, I'm happy, especially with how Oki's been this season. He's in another league compared to me.
And also, the car. You two look so down to the car as well.
Oh, we love it. Absolutely love it.
I've got
to give that to Hooky. That was his number one car choice for this season. And I was like, I like the Racing Point, but yeah, okay, I'll go with the AlphaTauris.
And to be fair, it sounds like it's been the best decision for AlphaTauri, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I think the 1-2 in Monaco was good. I don't know about you, okay, but this one did feel good because this was good.
So now with you two in this championship fight with Snellweg, do you really think that I'm sure you two are not going to play team orders, but what's you two's plans to get this championship fight?
Well, I'm going to start fighting properly from Singapore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not good in street circuits. Okay, Monaco was a freak thing for me. Some reason it just clicked, and I was good throughout that. But street circuits or cage circuits, not my sort of thing. But yeah, no, Singapore is probably the easiest one out of the 4 that are now on the track, on the calendar.
Yeah.
But if the situation arises where me and Dan manage to pip Snellweg, and it's me and Dan, obviously we're going to have that chat. We're going to be like, well, okay, then this is a fight between us now as well as the constructor, which by then, hopefully, the constructor will be sealed anyway. So. And
one more final question. Now we've got these next 3 races coming up, which are the best tracks on the calendar, which is, well, almost the best 3 tracks on the calendar. We've got France coming up, we've got Austria coming up, and we've got Silverstone coming up. Are you two going to take advantage of these tracks coming up?
France, for me, yes. Austria, oh God, I'm not right that fussed about it. And Silverstone is not a strong track for me, so I'll be firmly putting my hopes in Hooky's shoes to bring the team home, because he'll have to drag my car around most of those circuits, apart from France.
Hooky, your thoughts on the next circuits?
France, I'm okay at. There's room for improvement everywhere, like it is on every track. Austria, minus the penalties, because the track limits are just shocking. They're going to be okay, I think. Silverstone, I quite enjoy at the minute, so that'll be a stronger track for me. So yeah, hopefully we can get another.
I wonder how Gamey's feeling about these circuits then.
Yeah, what about you, Gamey?
France, I'm probably going to need to get off someone to do well. And as for Austria and Britain, I absolutely adore them. They're my best tracks.
So we might be seeing you in P1 or P2 then?
Hopefully.
Yeah. You gave me well done on solid drive, mate. Absolute stellar again, mate.
Can I just say something as well? Sorry to cut in front of everybody. I want to shout out to all the back markers that I passed today as well. No. Seriously. It's not a dig. It's nothing. Everybody played it well. Everybody played it by the cover. When they seen the blue flags, they moved over. Yeah. I did have a little wobble with Money Mink, but that was nothing serious. It was all damage put aside. There was no damage at all to both cars. But every time I'd come up to a back marker, they moved sensibly out of the way. And just a big congratulations to them as well.
Two people in particular, Guy Desilodian and Need for Speed, absolute perfect. And it really does matter when you're up front, guys getting out of the way with blue flags. So like James said, absolute stellar performance from GP4 boys again.
Yeah, GP4
I'm really
right now.
proud. I'm really proud as an admin to run this league and this tier. GP4 is absolutely amazing this season. I want to thank every single driver and the comms team. You, Tim, Ollie, you do a stellar job for us, and it's really appreciated. So thank you.
We're not done yet. You can say that till the final race of the season, all right?
All right, and with that, I think that we're just about out of time. But congratulations to the top 3 finishers. Congratulations to Hookie finally getting his first win of the season. And until next time, good evening, good day, good morning.
Championship fight continue.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Championship fight continue. But until next time, good evening, good day, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Have fun and goodbye.